So the lesson that I chose to do for this assignment was one that involved 7th grade PE students connecting with different types of fitness technology. This decision was greatly affected by looking at the other content areas' standards of learning documents. So within the two content areas that I decided to incorporate, which was 7th grade life science and 7th grade math, I found SOLs that allowed for me to incorporate things like heart rate monitors and pedometers into their content, along with having students do the physical activity in PE. Ultimately, I decided on analyzing and collecting data for life science and then implementing a histogram with that data for math. When it came to actually creating my lesson, my mind went to 1,000 different ideas all at once. By reading through some of my physical education textbooks from other classes, looking at past lesson plans and notes that I've created, and doing a bit of research on diverse student learning, I was able to create a plan that I feel would work out pretty well when addressing multidisciplinary teaching and learning. But by no means do I think that this is a perfect lesson, because as a teacher, you're always going to make mistakes and you're going to learn through trial and error, but I do feel that this lesson is teachable. One thing that I feel that I could have done better was look up other ideas and lessons that involved using heart rate monitors in class. Because of how eager I was to start making my plan, I came up with all the activities on my own all at once. I feel that maybe if I would have done a little bit more research in the area, I could have found some other really cool activities to incorporate into a lesson like this. Finally, when looking and discussing my assessment pieces, I decided on doing one that was informal and then one that was sort of formal. The informal assessment I chose to do was a whole class questioning assessment. Going off of what I've learned in other HPE classes I've taken, having students answer questions from the day's lesson is a good way to gauge their verbal understanding and thinking of the topic. The other assessment I chose to do, which was more formal, is a physical assessment, where I had students paired off into groups and they would take each other's heart rate manually in front of me. I chose to do this type of assessment in order to engage physical movement understanding. With PE having such a big emphasis on movement, it's very essential that the students understand that along with the logical thinking they do, they also have to know how to perform the movements. On my lesson plan document, I have included a bunch of detailed reasoning and information for the choices that I made when creating this lesson. You should be able to see examples of the work I would have students do, as well as more reasoning behind some of the topics addressed in this video.